What's up, everybody? It's Adrian and Dom here from LightShare. Welcome to another episode. It's been 5 years since we recorded the last one. We're finally back.
Yeah, but
And
it's good to be back because we've been meaning to make this video in particular for a very long time. And now we can finally discuss with y'all how it goes down. So
hold on, let me share my screen with you so we're on the same page with this screen one. All right. So, Adrian, why are we seeing the Earth in the background? Like, what is this about? What is this episode, guys? We're going into space today. Nah, we're staying here on Earth, okay? You don't have to go that far to find... What is it, Dom? To find what?
Bro.
To find what?
Reference.
Yeah, sorry. Your mic cut out when I said it. That's why I asked you to repeat it. But yeah, this is why we're recording this episode.
Yeah, so we had a couple questions in the past and stuff about people asking, where do you find the best reference? How do you look for good shots? Things like that. I don't have any inspiration. Those are like a couple of the questions that have come up.
Yeah.
And we're here to tell you that inspiration is all around us. It's just a matter of where you look. You don't have to go outside necessarily and travel very far. It's all on Google Earth, or if you happen to take pictures outside too, that's also a good thing.
Oh, that's right. By the way, what is this? What is this thing you guys are using, right? Because people might be wondering, as they always do, about tools, about apps, about brushes and stuff like that. Well, this is Google Earth. Oh, I don't have the app. I don't have it installed. It doesn't matter. This is not an app. This is a website. You just type in earth.google.com and you get into it. It's as simple as it gets, right? And there's also the other thing, which is Google Maps, which I'll pull in here in a second. It's what's the difference? People might ask. It's slightly different,
Yeah. Google Maps, it's more like 2D, right? And Google Earth, it zooms out to the whole world, and you could have 3D versions of the terrain and stuff.
Yeah,
you can still do that with Google Maps, but it's not as interactive, I guess.
Google Maps used to have this 3D feature kind of thing, where you could. Hey, why is it not loading? I don't know what's going on. You can still hear me, right?
Do you have any other programs in the background? Oh, there we go.
No, it's just not loading. Whatever. It used to have this thing where you could hold down Control or something like that and just left click and it would pan. Oh, you see, just like this.
Sure.
It's a little strange, but yeah. So whichever one you prefer, it really doesn't matter. I prefer Google Earth, and in this version, we will be exploring the world from our seats. You don't even have to go that far, you don't have to travel around, but we always encourage that you do, because it's when those experiences get to settle into your memory, get imprinted into your core archive, whatever you want to name it, and your inspiration is rooted in something real, not in some images that you saw through a screen. But if you can't, and you can't afford to travel, or it's not a good time for you and you just need it quick right now, well, this is how you can get it done. So, just so you guys know, this episode is actually inspired by some of Dom and Adrian's spontaneous, calls where we just we wondered, hey, what's over there? Hey, bro, go to this place. Oh, okay, Wyoming. Let me see. These mountains over here, they look nice. Let me see. What does this look like? What if I click on this thing here?
So it loads up
it loads some
place.
I click on that. There's a bunch of
It
images.
gives you some images.
Yeah. So, sorry, let me get this out of the way. So that's pretty cool, but it's fixed, like I can't move around. What if I want to move around? Okay, then
So
all you
then-
have to do, hold on a minute. Boom. There you go.
Whoa.
Just instant
terrain.
instant
like that.
environment inspiration. You get a rough sense of the 3D space also. And in case you want to remove these things that might be annoying you a little bit, these labels and stuff, you can always do that by, it's been a long time I've done this, but view, probably layers.
Greenland's probably
There you
high
go.
bar or something.
So
Yeah.
this is where you can enable, disable all of these things and remove the, there you go, clean. So if you select this over here, it's no borders, no labels, no places, nothing.
That's
so as you can
cool.
see, they're gone. And that's when you can start navigating at your leisure, at your pace, and explore freely. So, yeah, that being said, where could we go? Because I guess this is where we've been recording for how long? 6 minutes. This is where the episode could actually begin. Like, let's do some testing.
So I think in our previous conversations, we always talked about different weather patterns in certain countries and how it affects the terrain. So like in the US, right, there's more, there's a wide biome in the US, right? There's like desert, there's snow, there's swamps, there's Greenland, like forests and trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So on the West Coast, you have more of the desert where there's like lots of sand, lots of dry areas. And then if you
Correct.
move to the East Coast, you have like a lot of the green and the forests and stuff like that. And then for the East Coast or the Southeast of the US, you have like more of the swampland. And that's where like all the islands are and stuff. So you have jungles and Everglades from Florida and stuff.
Correct.
So it's so vast, this terrain here. And
sometimes
if you go to places,
the best thing is just to zoom in some random location that you pick with your pointer and see what happens. Like for instance, this place here. Even the trees have volume, bro. Even the trees have this geometry to them, And as I wait a little bit for them to load up,
it takes a while.
No, it shouldn't take this long, but I should have restarted my system before we started this because it's been up and going for the entire day. I've been doing some work.
Right. Okay.
But again, it's amazing for this kind of stuff because look at this shot. I mean, it's so ready, All you need to do is take a
screen cap.
Yeah, let me just do a very fast demo here. So you just take a screenshot about that. I'm loading PureRef. There you go.
Oh, maybe that's why. Could be.
There you go. So you take a screenshot like this and PureRef. Where's PureRef? Oh, here it is.
Control V.
Control V, and there you go. We already have one image. Here's your reference.
For reference.
That's one. Okay. Now,
Adrian, it doesn't look very appealing. Like the mood looks kind of flat and.
It's not like those paintings on our station.
So from here, what you can do is pull in extra supplemental reference, like maybe people took photography of a certain landscape that has nice sunset setting or like a nice sunrise and it looks more like warm and moody. And so you kind of transfer that mood element onto this image and then boom, Like you can paint it up, change the values and things like that, and make an entirely new mood scene based off of that image you pasted in.
Yep.
So
I by the way, I just, landed in some random location, but we can go somewhere entirely different. Like Dom said, this very country right here, the United States, has a wide range of different biomes and different climate conditions. So it's
we'll come back to
pretty,
the US in a bit. Why don't we
yeah.
go to Europe or something? Or
We can go, for example, let's go to Europe. Europe is more or less just as varied. It has, like, for example, here in Spain, you have some desert areas too. You have some very green spaces over here in the north as well.
look at Adrian's homeland. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So many
Adrian's
mountains.
homeland would be over here, which is slightly
All right.
different. It's
Romania.
much greener. Yeah. So, but again, it's just, look at this place here. This lake thing. Look at these mountains. This is like
Whoa.
some The Witcher
I like
thing.
how it looks like
Yeah.
desert in the back or something.
Yeah, I
And then
wonder
there's
if
green
that's
here. Or is that desert?
it's probably
just-
so cold that vegetation doesn't grow over here. And because you see these mountains are like frozen at the top because they're pretty tall. These peaks are no joke.
Wow.
But again, it's just look at this stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of forest areas in Europe, especially Eastern Europe and Northern Europe. The Mediterranean is a lot more exotic, let's say. So there's a lot more palm trees and different types of vegetation. Look, this is not like a science class on different climates and stuff. We're just exploring, okay? And well, certain areas won't be as defined as others, so just keep that in mind. But as Dom said, let's go to some other areas. For example, we were in Europe, right?
What about
Something
Africa?
We'll go to Africa right
below.
now. Yeah, but I just wanted to quickly zoom in. You see these islands here in Greece? Well, let's just, I don't know, any of these really. Because I
Could
really
you
like.
drop somebody in? Like
Oh, that's a great
the little
idea.
guy?
It's a nice segue into the one of the strongest features of this tool. So, as you can see, look at this, bro.
That's so insane.
This is great for some.
People
I don't know. You have a
That's boring.
It's boring, yeah.
There's
But
so much information in this already. You can get so much out of this little mountaintop here.
yeah. First off, you've got the perspective, the air view of these lands over here for your world building project or whatever that may be. And then if I I can't zoom in, but I hope you guys can see the little guy over here. It's called Show Street View. So if I click on it,
Bottom right.
suddenly,
Yeah.
yeah, it's at the bottom right. It shows where we can. Okay, so it's like it shows the streets, the inhabited areas, perhaps more or less. You see the sudden blue line now, all of a sudden, and you see a lot of lots of them everywhere now.
Spheres that they have, you see those little blue circles. So you
Yeah.
can also drop it onto those, and that's like 360 images people took.
I'm not sure if it's
in-
visible enough for you guys to see, but I clearly see them. And if I just click one of them, let's click this one over here, right? There's plenty of them, but let's just click it. It should take us right there and show us what someone captured with one of those 360 cameras. Look at these guys, right?
Bro, that's so sick.
It's like a 360
Wow.
view.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's perfect for some ambush scene. Your heroes, your characters are somehow coming through this pass, and instead of these modern looking boats, you can have your own fantasy looking ones, and it's just one more task on your backlog to design. And look at this water, bro, like crystal
Wow.
clear.
It's already
Everything is
there.
the transition from water to
Tracking
wet rock.
information. Yeah. You don't even have to change the mood. You could just keep it like this. I mean, the lighting looks really dynamic already. And, you could add like some pirates or something, or maybe some settlers coming into these coves. And I don't know, maybe it could be a start to like a treasure hunting IP or something.
Yeah. So just click escape and it shall just let you go. And repeat for any other spot you may want. And trust me, you never know what you may encounter in any of these random spots. Let's just click this one. I know it's very nearby. We'll try something with something farther next. Whoa, dude, let's go. There you go. There you go.
Nice.
You guys wanted inspiration? There you go. Here's this beautiful bay area.
You can
Some
change the mood
boats.
of it to make the shadows a bit more dynamic. I know it like the lighting's just kind of blasting on that rock surface there, but
Yeah.
you could put a shadow side in the foreground or something like that.
But the
Make the
cool
sky
thing,
a bit more
you can
dusk.
you can zoom in and you can reframe any of this. You see, like this, like let's put the characters on the the correct rule of thirds spot on the image, and then take the snapshot, and just work on their silhouettes and stuff. Then I'm gonna take another snapshot of this one over here. Wait, actually, I want like a full general view of this, like wide angle lens, like this. This is as far as I can zoom back, right? There you go. Take the snapshot. And one thing, Dom, that I think people should be aware of is to not fall into the trap of enslaving themselves to the reference. So if this horizon line is like slightly off axis, it doesn't mean your final piece should be like that. You can correct it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tilt it and make it straight.
Same goes for this mountain here. It has this shape, but it doesn't have to look like that in the end. You can make it pointy or something. In fact, let me do this very quick demonstration here, even though I'm just going to use basic tools like Pure Ref. So once you get your image, you get your reference, you can simply Control D, I think it is. And let me choose a better color, something more visible. White. Okay. So you can probably shape it to form something like this, maybe some with some other rocks over here or something. I don't know, whatever you want, right? Again, up to you. You don't have to stick with the original reference all along. It's meant to help you shape the final piece, not to make you become a slave to it. So, oops.
Good points.
Escape. Let's go to some other place. By the way, if it's really bugging you, the blue thing, you can just click the yellow guy again and they disappear. And now you're free to go. And if you lose yourself and like what's north, what's south, just double click this compass thing, bottom right, and it resets. So let's go somewhere around this region, maybe some mountain area. I don't know, this place.
I think we're close to
this
India
is the coolest,
or Nepal.
The coolest thing is that you can remove those labels and you no longer know exactly where you are, right? Roughly, I can tell, like this is Asia, this is Africa, but I'm saying like you don't know exactly specifically which city is nearby, so you're basically judging based on visuals. You're no longer attached to any cultural aspects or anything like that, right? Roughly speaking, you're like, nice mountains here. Okay, let me zoom in, see what I can find. So you drop in, and whoa, Look at this awesome valley here, dude. Like with this river and stuff. That's really cool. What else can I do? Get
You
a
can
little
go
closer.
a bit closer.
Yeah,
And even if those trees are flattened, you could just use a brush and kind of draw like the silhouette shape or
yeah,
paint it up. There's so many things you can do.
yeah. I'm trying to again take a snapshot. It takes a while sometimes because it's loading. I'm not sure you guys can see it, but in the bottom left, it's like loading all the scene in 3D. Okay, that's done. I'm just adding it to my pure ref. Whoa, what happened? Explore. Okay.
Oh.
So let's click on one of those blue dots somewhere. Activate this little guy. Okay. So
Look at India.
whoa, dude. India's full of
streets.
it. Okay, then where are we going? Now that we're here, let's choose one of these points. In fact, there's no points. It's all blue everywhere. I don't know.
Props to India for having a lot of cool roadways to explore.
There's plenty of locations. You tell me, bro. There's like a lake here.
Click on that one.
This one. Let's see. Oh, all right. It's some building area.
It's not bad, but this part here looks interesting.
Yeah, you might land in a location like this and think, but this is boring. This is not what I want. I want fantasy things. I want look, there's plenty of things to extract from this too. It's like I don't know, rural
you could turn this into like a farm. Mm-hmm. Maybe change the trees to be like, if it's a fantasy setting, change the trees to like a different type of plant fauna, and change up the walls, change up the streets or something. But you could use this perspective roughly. But look at the cows. You could use that as animals in your scene without having to find references of cows.
And
where else?
Let me click some other one. Let's go, I don't know, a little more. Whoa, we're upside down now. Hold on. All right. Let's try all four corners of it, okay? Like up north, like here.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm just going to click anywhere and see what happens. It doesn't even have to be one of those buttons. Maybe we land in one of those street view kind of things. Like here.
Oh.
Same story. Cool. You see like a street, some motorcycles, some farming tools and machines, lots of vegetation, buildings, roads. Even like what I'm seeing is like a mixture of some sci-fi, futuristic, but in some farmland kind of setting. I don't know.
It reminds me of maybe a Simon Stollenhog piece where there is like this farmland, and then you have like some sci-fi mech alien thing in the background.
And the clouds and everything in this scene makes it already look like the mood is already done, and all you have to do is reskin this. So,
yep. So many cool things to do.
Yeah. I want to try some temples or something just to see how that would work. Let's say you're building something related to temples and you're like, oh, well, let's try India or China or, some of these other places.
Go to Thailand. Maybe that has places or Cambodia.
Yeah, let's just click on some random location over here. I'm trying to think.
It might be farmland.
Something closer to the mountains
a little bit. Yeah, more.
Like here? Here?
Yeah, like down.
I
Lower
clicked
still.
already, bro. It's done. Oh, okay, it's just a
Oh, this
road.
is a nice street.
Here you go.
But yeah, Thailand. That's a nice countryside looking place.
Yeah, look at this. And the heroes drove down this road until they met the next blah blah blah. You know, and boom, another image. That's what happens when you click from so far. Look, there's some of those individual dots that I could click. Oh, these are atop a mountain, bro. There you
Wow.
go. There you go.
Look at that. Ships in the sky. You know. Oh, look, there's people here, so you can see the scale.
This tree that has been split in two by a lightning strike or something. Yeah. Oh, very cool. What else do we have? Let me see.
Maybe that near the coast.
Whoa!
Wow. That's dope.
There you go.
Perfect. Like,
whoa,
market sprawling with people.
Yeah. What an awesome place, bro. Like
for
even the shot itself is like so cool
already in place. You know,
the perspective, the bridge over here, the river. Here's another shot. You know, with this more like, I don't know what to call it. Like you're looking upwards, you know, at the thing, and you see this huge wall with.
Can you send these to me, bro?
And the people here.
Just like send these screenshots for me because I might use them later.
All right, let me.
It's like one of these and then the other shot.
Here's the coolest thing about this. This is the third time I'm saying this is the coolest thing about this in this episode, and it's always a different thing. But anyway, top right corner, it says share link. You click it, you copy this.
Cool. I didn't know that.
And you just paste it onto wherever you want, you know? In this case, I'm just going to send it to Dom so he can access that same place. When he clicks it, it's going to land him in this exact same spot. So it's also a cool way for you to store these findings when you make them. I was randomly browsing Google Earth, bro, and I found this place. Oh, where was that? Oh, I don't remember. Bruh, just save it, you know, like click that thing and save it. So, yeah,
we can go to those islands, like Philippines or something.
Yeah, let me try something around this place. Any of those dots here? No. I'm just gonna click something random. Usually works.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's cool. Some nice villages or village concepts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the exotic vegetation of the palm trees. These very...
You could also see how they construct these houses too. So you could use those design elements that they use for their huts or something and then build on top of it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's true.
You know, you get a general idea of what these living spaces are in this area.
You even get some ideas for some assets with these, whatever the name is for these things. Just piles of leaves and
bamboo
sticks.
Or something.
Yeah, those look more like the leaves from
straw
palm trees, but yeah.
What about Australia?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Coastal areas are really cool, and they're always fun to work with because of the sea and water and the waves and stuff and coastline. bro, Australia is like so diverse too in terms of like the biome thing, and it's mostly
They got that
desert, but they do
outback.
have,
Yeah.
what is this? There's a singular dot in the middle there, kind of begging for me to click on it. All right,
Whoa.
bro. There's like some crocodile over here and some snakes on this side,
Oh,
and
mate. Good find, mate.
right now.
my,
um,
my worst Aussie accent ever.
good find, mate. um, yeah, dude. I
That's
mean,
cool though. Like, look
it's
at the clouds on the right side of your
mhm.
behind. Turn it.
The rocks. You said
Turn it around.
it's a little bit of
more.
everything. Look, there's trees.
Right
This
here.
shot here.
With the
Even
person
some
walking,
with
you can
some
see
characters there. It's like this dried area over here, and then like some giant tarantula or something, which we'll likely find at some point. I'm sure of that. It's Australia after all, is the toughest server to play on. But if we just go, because we only got started with this, right? Let's drop somewhere else. I want some of this red land over here. Let's see this dot over there. Okay, we even have different lighting
Look
and
at that
stuff.
mood. It's not the crispiest looking image, but
Yeah, that's true. It's a
can
little
still work with
pixelated.
it.
And I can
Just paint
assure you
over it.
that's not my computer this time. But yeah, a very flat horizon line with these mountains that look as if they were just cut through in the middle, like there.
You could put like a spire on those mountains, change the shape of it
Yeah.
so it's not like super flat. What is
Let me
that
click.
green lake right there on the bottom?
Well, that should be interesting.
You know, there's a pink lake in Australia.
Dude, I saw it. I don't remember where it is now, but I remember seeing it. Yeah, it had something to do with salt.
Yeah.
I remember. Look, even this one, it looks like it's frozen, but it's
Wow.
likely due to that salt thing. Most likely, I don't know.
It's like another planet.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, from this perspective, it looks a little more flat and stuff.
That's cool.
But you can always bring
like
in. What
kind of corrosive liquid from above?
Yeah. Some alien-looking landscape. There's no more of those blue things appearing, and I wonder if it's because we're so far off from civilization that no one ever reached this place. Because look at this.
Like so
why is
yellow.
that? Yeah, why is it so yellow, bro? And also, this is like such a cool color scheme. It really looks like one of those alien-inspired pieces. Like all the red earth around it, and then suddenly this green thing here.
I don't know
and
if
then
this is the outback, but
The
it
what?
could be. I don't know if this is the outback specifically, but I mean, it could be. I don't know if anyone's traveled out here, but I think it'd be cool.
At this point, I no longer know. Okay, so now I know. I thought my computer was bugging or something, and there's like not showing the blue things, but now I see the blue things are very far away from that place where we were. They're here,
man's
bro.
land pit, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm afraid we can't get one of those 360 views of this place, which is such a shame because I really like this, like these puddles of this yellow thing. Man, this is like inspiration for my own stuff too. Such a wonderful tool this is. Let's go to some place where we can actually drop in and see. Like, I'm trying to spot one of those. Here's one.
Go above.
Hold
Or-
on. I
okay.
just clicked this one. I want to see what it shows us. Oh, okay. It's
Red dirt
yeah.
everywhere.
I thought it was gonna be something more impactful, but even this could be helpful. You know, like look at
Look at those
these
rocks.
things. Yeah, that's cool. You can use that. Also, the perspective of this, you can use it. You can just take a snapshot like this and start building on top of it. You know, use the perspective. Where did you say you wanted me to go? Like far up north?
Go north a little bit. There's like some of those lakes.
This one on the left? Like this?
You have to zoom out a bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, these ones? More?
No, more. Like
These
there.
ones.
I think there
Alright,
were some
let's see.
spears I saw.
Though I see no blue over here, bro, so I assume it's just as corrosive as the other place. No one went there to document it.
That blue line to the right.
Blue line to the right.
Like kind of near it, but not super near it. Go south of it.
Could go like this forever. Australia is very big, bro.
Yeah. Maybe like that line. Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna click somewhere on this line because there's no dots like that over here. So it should be one of those long roads across the desert. Exactly.
State road.
There you go.
Well,
Wow, bro. Imagine
I would hate to be stranded here.
running a
Like, my
race
car-
in this area.
Oh yeah, marathon.
There's actually one.
But
Forgot the name.
just gonna
Crazy.
imagine being my car breaking down out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I'd be scared. It's death.
Because there's nothing around.
I'd be 6 feet
anymore.
down under. That was a Australian joke. There's New Zealand to the right.
Yeah, New Zealand
Yeah.
is also very interesting. It's like European looking. But it's so interesting because it's like almost a mixture of European and some exotic location because it has both. It has this tropical vibe to it, some of the coast area, and then it has these very green lands inside, you know, and almost like Norwegian looking. Look at this stuff. This is almost like the
There's snow there, right? Or
it reminds me of this a little bit, you know, of the the fjords in Norway.
Norway.
So back in New Zealand, yeah, let's click any of these dots. Look how many of them we have here. Let's click any of them. Then we can go to Europe again because I want to show you something in the Alps. Whoa. Okay. Well, this is not the
excellent, but I mean,
yeah.
you can find another sphere.
It's not the best. It doesn't have the best value range, but we can probably find something else. It's just a matter of hit and miss at this point. Whoa,
Wow.
we're deep in the jungle here, bro.
That's cool.
Really, really.
Again, not the most. Yeah, so when you're looking for these photosphere references, you at least want a little bit of HD to help you kind of see like what's in the scene. But
Look at this.
This is not bad. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's not
The
only
mood and everything.
it's not that it's bad, bro. It's amazing. Like this. Whoa, dude. What else do you need? It's all here.
Move the camera down a bit. Yeah, like I want to see what those. Yeah. I mean, those make for some cool shapes. You know, the patterns and everything.
How did they take this shot? Is it some drone 360 thing, because
Probably a drone.
we're not standing on anything here.
Yeah, it's probably a drone.
But yeah, again, this is such a cool shot. Look at this lighting here. Like these beams of light. Just, you see the way they land on this? Oh, dude, it's so cool.
You could emphasize them a bit more with some like God rays or something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. A reminder how great the Lord's work is. So now we can pull back and go and see. I mean, we haven't seen almost anything from New Zealand, but this is not an episode like where we navigate the world and show every corner of it. This was just for you guys to see the chances of this. And even in some places where you think, oh, let me try some desert area. What is this? Let's click on this. Just random location. Let me see. Oh, we're we're inside someone's house, bro. Okay, it's like some restaurant. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt your dinner. But yeah, you see these locations in it. Where was that? Here? Are you sure?
It's like
it looks like it's
someone's.
I don't know. It feels like in some
cafe or restaurant.
Siege from Dune or something. Maybe underground. I don't know. Like somewhere cool. But you see all these patterns and stuff in the. Like even if you do this, with the 3D view, look at these mountains. Boom. Just wait a minute so they can load, and yeah, you're done.
The question, I guess, would be like, how would you, like, there's too many mountains in that shot. How would you like make a concept out of that then?
If
or
I can find it,
like if there's too much terrain, like how would you cut that down or something and make a piece?
Sure. So that's more of a concept art heavy design sort of episode. This is just for getting references and ideas, right? But it's a matter of applying fundamentals and a basic understanding of shapes and composition and all that stuff. Because right here, for example, this is pretty crowded. Like if I take a snapshot of this, imagine you take a snapshot. Well, I'm actually going to do it. So let me frame it real quick. Okay. Sorry, bro. You got it to me now. Okay. Oh, no. Well, anyway, we can do that in some other episode where we make like a follow-up to this one, where we actually use some of the stuff we found and we show how to treat it and how to turn it into a finished piece or something. I don't know, just ideas. Why is it
pretty easy to do?
Yeah.
It's not like complex. You don't have to make it complex.
Yeah. But again, this is full of these corners of inspiration everywhere. Even like, look, there was a place here. Probably here. If you go low enough and then tilt the camera, you'll see these sort of canyons, plains among mountains.
Like the countryside sort of thing.
Yeah, you can take this shot and, I don't know, turn it into something like a concept. Just some green pasture area.
It all has to do with lighting. Like I know a lot of these images look flat, but lighting is your best friend in a lot of this. Like how you make shadows versus lights so it pops out more.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about more references, how to supplement that in the next episode. But
There's this place here, which is really
Whoa.
cool. This canyon too.
That's awesome.
And there should be some of those images. Oh yeah, there's plenty of them. There you go.
Is this where you went?
Yeah, I've been here. This is such a cool place.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I always say it's not the same to see it here, because it doesn't do it justice.
In person.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see these great
So cool.
walls of rock, and it even looks like there's windows over there, like built in or something, but they're not. It's just like some artifacts from the image. But look at the cool repetitive shapes in the rhythm of these rocks. You see these canyons here, the way they were sculpted.
It's called the Pyrenees, right?
Yeah, these are the Pyrenees Mountains in northern Spain. It's the border with France, and it's full of beautiful places like that because it's a bunch of what's the name of these things, like in the middle of mountains, you know, like it's not a canyon necessarily, but whatever.
Let's go back
So-
to the US for a bit.
Yeah, let's wrap up with the US.
We could show people the Grand Canyon.
Right.
That's in Arizona. That's like, you see those red areas?
It's here, right?
I think so.
Is this the one? No,
yeah,
this is not.
I think that's the Colorado River.
Okay, and the
I think-
canyon comes
yeah.
from. Here's the canyon,
place.
probably. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the Grand Canyon.
I mean, it's very large, so it's not like you
It's
can point
huge.
one specific location and say, "This is the canyon." No, bro, it's like, "This is the canyon," you know, all over the place. So
And
yeah,
what's
let's just
distinct
zoom.
about, like, this canyon and the one you showed me is like the red rocks everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
this
a
is more
different
desert looking,
terrain. yeah.
and the other one is more green. And there's also certain verticality in this one. So if I just click on this,
Wow.
look, look, bro.
Insane.
Even this shot right here with the,
the
way
lighting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's one of those Edgar Payne paintings.
Oh yeah. But I want to
Mer-
make like a Middle Eastern type of setting. Well, you could do the same too, even if it's in the US. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can make it, or you could change the setting of it, even though it's in a different country, right? It's
Yeah.
a matter about context. Like you can change the people up, and the
But if you want Middle
ships.
East, then you go
you
to
just
Middle
go
East.
straight to the Middle East.
Yeah, exactly. You come here, and I assure you, there's
Egypt.
plenty of wonderful locations over here. Look, let's just click one of these. I'll come back to the US in a minute.
We didn't even explore like Russia and China.
No,
Wow.
none of it. But look, you wanted some inspiration? Here you have it. Some medieval looking setting, buildings, stone. I don't know, insert your favorite hashtags right there, but it's all over the place. Even this mountain area right here. Let me click on it real quick.
Whoa.
Let's
Didn't know
go.
there's snow there.
Let's go. Oh yeah, bro. It gets pretty cold, and it's usually very hot during the day, depending on the location, of course. But yeah, and these mountain regions here are pretty hardcore. But
Yeah.
so are the plains, you know, and the desert areas. This is the Caspian Sea, I think. if I'm not embarrassing myself. This is the Black Sea. And again, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, and all these places over here, you know, they're all like very, very. They have that thing you said about the Middle Eastern look and all that stuff.
It's so crazy how close the Middle East is to Europe, you know, like how it connects right into Europe pretty much. Like Africa connects into Spain.
Yeah.
And you know,
it's the convergence of everything, you know, like this area right here. I'm not sure if you can see my pointer, but yeah, it's really beautiful, and it's a bunch of connections that are naturally made with via. You see the way the patterns kind of look, the waves in the land. You can see the way they're shaped. The Himalayan mountains, you know, the way even these lines here, these ridges, they continue underwater, as you can see, and they form these islands over here. This should give you plenty of ideas for how to structure the maps of your world building project too. You should study this stuff. You know, you should study how tectonic plates plates move around and they rub into each other and they form these ridges and these mountains. Look, Japan and another cool location that we forgot to take a look at, but you can see these patterns. Yeah. And you see the continuation of that all the way here up north, and then it continues all the way
Alaska
throughout this coast, and here, and it keeps going, and it shapes the west side of
Andre's hometown.
Yeah.
In Brazil.
I forgot where he lives, but Brazil is like very, very awesome.
He's on the east side, Sao Paulo, but
I don't know. I just randomly dropped in. I was looking for some of the most remote locations I could find, you know, and I randomly dropped in some places like this, for example, thinking, so cool. So this is water, this is land, okay? Because from afar, it doesn't. Sometimes it's confusing, you know, because you might be thinking, oh, is this water? No, it's just like some dense vegetation area. And not all of them are as defined. As you can see, this image here is blurry and it's not rendering for some reason. I don't think it will. Some areas are just like that, so you have to put up with it. But don't worry, my friends, there's plenty of fish in the sea, you know, so there's so many places you can go and check out. So if I click this guy here, will we find any?
So you don't even have to buy people's reference packs anymore. Just drop into Google Earth and there's tons of reference.
Yeah. Bro, you're going to get us flagged for that because all those creators selling the photo packs are going to come after us.
We just you
guys ruined my business.
Tool for photograph. Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to share that.
This is one of those places where you get lost, you're done, bro.
Yeah. Pretty much.
There is nothing around you.
Miles and miles of forest or jungle.
I mean, look at this is what awaits.
It's like the Amazon.
Yeah.
Rainforest or something.
So, again, coming back to the US real quick. There's plenty of locations, and I was just browsing through it like months ago when I spoke with you about this. Like, bro, look at this location here. Hey, bro, is this city cool? And I'm like, yeah, bro, it has some of the most beautiful landscapes. Look, and you were sharing stuff with me. This is how, you know, awesome it is to be navigating this and sharing your findings with your colleagues and just simply exchange this information you've uncovered. And, bro, that place you discovered, that could very well fit into my project, you know, something I'm working on, or you never know. So where were we? Grand Canyon over here. It's plenty of, and it's full of those places.
Yeah.
black place here. Looks like it's
Drop
burned.
Can you drop in again, or
Oh
is it
yeah.
remote?
Let me activate the thing. There's nothing to see here, apparently. No man has ever walked on these lands, bro.
Yeah, some lands are way too dangerous to navigate. It's nothing. Like, it's so barren, like another planet. But I bet it's really cool. It's just a shame it's never been treaded on. Wow.
That's so majestic. All this wall. It's some Mad Max vibes, you know, that wall. You
Yeah.
can even do like some inscription there, or I can totally see how this is like an entrance to some temple built into the mountain or something. You see instant ideas out of nowhere. Look.
Look at those clouds.
Wow.
Holy
That's
clouds.
That's so awesome. Perfect lighting. Pff, this is so cool. So I'm sharing this with you, bro.
Thanks.
It's a way to save them also. I'll just go to our conversation and I'll look for them. But yeah.
So you don't have to do much. It's just, there's reference everywhere, inspiration everywhere. So no excuses on I can't find reference.
No excuses, bros.
The world is
Hey,
your
we're
oyster.
reaching the hour mark. I think this is a pretty good point to wrap it. But again, this was just an attempt to share some of this stuff with you guys, and yeah, to remind you, because I'm sure you all knew about this before, but it's one of those things we don't often think of. Like, yeah,
like it doesn't click as
what a great idea, you know. And it's very handy. I'm not saying you should use this every time for every project you do. I'm just saying sometimes it helps, right? And you never know where you can find that inspiration from. For example, look at these colors here. When you zoom in, they're no longer like that necessarily, but they are. So I was wrong. And when you zoom in and suddenly do this kind of stuff, is like some instant Caribbean vibe. And if you use the thing we said about the little guy here, the yellow dude, you turn it on and it displays which areas you can land in and which areas you can't. And if you can't, you can always use this 3D view, which helps a ton. Even if you take a snapshot of this flat looking image, you can always bring up terrain from it. You can paint, sculpt things onto it, right? You can use this as a color palette or whatever for your terrain. If you work in 3D, you can use this for some texture, something. I don't know, like entirely up to you. This is a creative industry, so act like it, right? And with that being said, I guess we could probably wrap it up. Unless you have some more closing thoughts to wrap this up with, Dom?
Yeah, just stay open, stay creative, you know, like explore all the options of inspiration you can find. You know, it's not just all on the internet. You know, we always encourage everybody to go outside and explore, even if it's in your own backyard. You know, you can find stuff there. I know, yeah, like we said, everyone doesn't have the luxury to travel, but if you have at least time to travel, maybe once a year or something, like go and do it, you know, and take some pictures, take your camera with you, videotape your surroundings, you know, don't just like store it in your mind and you can't remember it later. So like always take a camera and take snapshots of places you went.
And by the way,
you never know, like that composition might look good in your video footage, and you're like, oh, I could use that for something.
Yeah. And by the way,
So
it doesn't even have to be somewhere far. Let's say you have to travel to some other country or other continent or other planet, like you just have to look around because I'm sure you're full of inspiration all around you. All you have to do is like take that hike, go for that walk, and look around, and you'll see plenty of inspiration. I'm sure of it. Just look at it from different angles, different perspectives. You'll be so surprised to walk downtown. Instead of looking down here, look up there, and you'll see the rooftops and the shapes of the buildings and the different details that escaped your attention for so long. But now, since you're reframing your perception, it just resonates with this different meaning. I don't know, like you can suddenly see where those pieces fit within your puzzle. So use it to your advantage. Anywhere you go, look at it with this eye of curiosity, of excitement, of adventure, and keep exploring. So, with that being said, thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. We hope you found it useful, and we certainly hope to see you in the next episode. So, take care,
see you
and
guys.
see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.